Hey, Steelers Nation! We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. The rumor started circulating quietly, the kind that usually begins as a whisper among insiders and suddenly grows into a roar that no fan can ignore, because when the Pittsburgh Steelers are involved, every move feels heavier, more symbolic, more charged with history. The idea that the Steelers would make a surprise signing involving Dak Prescott sounds almost unreal at first, like something designed purely to generate clicks, but the deeper you listen to the chatter, the more it begins to feel like one of those shocking twists that the league occasionally produces. Prescott is not just any quarterback, he is a recognizable face, a leader with playoff scars and locker room credibility. And the thought of him wearing black and gold immediately sparks endless speculation about intent, direction, and urgency. People close to the situation hint that this move is less about flash and more about control, about reshaping the narrative of a franchise that refuses to sit still. The Steelers are known for stability, sometimes even stubbornness. So when a name like Prescott is suddenly linked to them, it suggests internal debates that have been brewing for a long time. Fans begin to imagine how his calm demeanor could fit into the gritty culture of Pittsburgh, how his voice might resonate in a locker room that values toughness and accountability. Nothing is confirmed, everything is speculative. But the energy around the rumor feels different, as if something significant is being prepared behind closed doors. As the speculation grows, another layer adds fuel to the fire, because alongside the shocking possibility of Prescott arriving, there is talk that a respected veteran has been cut loose, quietly and without ceremony. This part of the rumor hits harder for longtime fans, because the Steelers rarely part ways with veterans, unless there is a clear philosophical shift underway. The identity of this veteran has not been officially acknowledged, but insiders suggest it is someone with years of service, someone whose name has been stitched into the memories of countless Sundays. Cutting a veteran in this context feels symbolic, almost like clearing space not just on the roster, but in the hierarchy of leadership. It sends a message that comfort and loyalty may no longer outweigh ambition. In Pittsburgh, where tradition is practically sacred, such a move would represent a calculated risk, a willingness to upset the emotional balance of the fan base in pursuit of something bigger. Rumors say the decision was not purely financial or performance-based, but cultural. A desire to change the tone in the locker room and introduce a new voice that can command respect instantly. The idea of Prescott stepping into that vacuum is what makes this story so compelling, because it frames the signing as part of a larger transformation, rather than an isolated transaction. When people start to imagine Prescott in a Steelers uniform, the conversation quickly shifts to style, personality, and fit. Because football decisions at this level are rarely just about arm strength or statistics. Prescott is known around the league as a steady presence, someone who handles pressure with a measured calm that can settle an entire offense. That trait alone makes him intriguing for a franchise that prides itself on resilience and mental toughness. The Steelers have always valued quarterbacks who can lead without theatrics, who can absorb criticism and keep moving forward, and in that sense, Prescott feels like a natural match. At least on paper, rumors suggest that team leadership has been searching for a figure who can command instant credibility, someone whose voice carries weight from the moment he steps into the building. Prescott's experience in high-pressure environments adds to that appeal. Even if questions remain about how his game would translate within a new system, the speculation is not about guaranteed success, but about potential alignment. About the idea that sometimes a fresh environment can unlock something new in a player who has already shown he can handle the spotlight. Fans debate whether this would be a short-term bridge or the start of a longer commitment, but the uncertainty is part of what keeps the rumor alive and growing. The decision to cut a veteran in order to potentially bring in Prescott also raises deeper questions about the Steelers' internal evaluation of their current direction. This is a franchise that rarely panics, rarely makes impulsive moves, so any hint of upheaval suggests a carefully considered plan. Insiders claim that conversations within the organization have become more urgent, more forward-looking, with less patience for gradual development and more emphasis on immediate competitiveness. Cutting a veteran is never easy, especially one who has embodied the team's values. But sometimes organizations feel the need to make a dramatic gesture to reset expectations, and that context, the Prescott rumor feels less random and more deliberate. As if the Steelers are signaling that they are willing to challenge their own traditions. Fans sense that this could be about redefining leadership dynamics, about shifting responsibility and accountability in a way that energizes the entire roster. Even those who are skeptical admit that such a move would at least clarify the franchise's intentions. Rumors thrive in uncertainty. And right now the Steelers appear to be standing at a crossroads, making every whisper feel louder and more meaningful. The fan reaction to these rumors has been predictably intense, because Steelers supporters are deeply invested not just in wins, but in identity. For some, the idea of Prescott arriving is thrilling, a sign that the organization is serious about contending and willing to think outside its usual patterns. For others, it feels uncomfortable, even risky, because it challenges long-held beliefs about how the Steelers build and sustain success. The rumored cutting of a veteran only amplifies these emotions, creating a sense of loss mixed with anticipation. Social conversations are filled with hypothetical scenarios, imagined press conferences, and debates about whether this move would represent evolution or overreach. Prescott's name carries enough weight to polarize opinions, and that polarization is exactly what keeps the story alive. People argue not just about his talent, but about symbolism, about what it would mean for a team that has always valued continuity. To embrace such a visible change in the absence of confirmation, imagination fills the gaps, turning speculation into near certainty in the minds of some fans, while others cling to skepticism as a form of emotional protection. What makes this rumor especially compelling is the sense that it reflects broader trends within the league, where stability and tradition are increasingly tested by the demand for immediate results. The Steelers have always positioned themselves as an exception to that rule, a franchise that trusts its process even when outsiders doubt it. If they are indeed considering a move involving Prescott, it suggests that even the most tradition-bound organizations feel the pressure to adapt. Cutting a veteran and potentially bringing in a high-profile quarterback would represent a philosophical statement. As much as a football decision, it would say that the Steelers believe the window for contention is always now, and that nostalgia cannot outweigh opportunity, whether or not the rumor becomes reality. Its persistence reveals a fan base and a league constantly searching for meaning in every move. Prescott's name has become a symbol of possibility, and the veteran cut has become a symbol of sacrifice, together forming a narrative that feels dramatic, unsettling, and impossible to ignore. As the story continues to evolve in the shadows, speculation deepens around how Prescott himself might view a potential move to Pittsburgh, because player perspective often shapes the final outcome. More than fans realize, those close to Prescott suggest he values structure, trust, and organizational clarity, qualities that the Steelers are known for even amid rumored changes. The idea of joining a franchise with a strong defensive identity and a demanding fan base could appeal to a quarterback who thrives on accountability and challenge. At the same time, the pressure of stepping into a city that reveres its quarterbacks and remembers every mistake would be immense. Rumors paint Prescott as intrigued by the possibility of redefining his narrative, of proving that his leadership can translate anywhere, not just within familiar surroundings. The cut of a veteran, in this sense, could be interpreted as an invitation, a signal that the team is willing to reshape itself around a new voice. That possibility fuels endless discussion about locker room dynamics, about how existing leaders might respond, and about whether Prescott's presence would unify or divide. None of this is confirmed, yet the emotional weight of the rumor makes it feel tangible, almost inevitable in the minds of those who want to believe. From the organizational side, whispers suggest that the Steelers' front office has been quietly evaluating the long-term trajectory of the team, weighing patience against ambition. Bringing in Prescott would not be a casual decision, but a reflection of countless internal conversations about risk tolerance and competitive windows. Cutting a veteran under these circumstances would be framed internally as a necessary step, not a betrayal, a move designed to create flexibility and redefine priorities. Those who understand the Steelers' culture know that such decisions are never taken lightly, which only adds credibility to the rumor. The front office is rumored to believe that leadership can be taught, but presence cannot. And Prescott's presence is seen as something that could elevate everyone around him. This line of thinking resonates with fans who crave decisive action, even if it comes at an emotional cost. The rumor persists because it aligns with a narrative of evolution, of a franchise acknowledging that standing still can be more dangerous than taking a calculated leap. The potential impact on the rest of the roster also fuels speculation, because a move of this magnitude would ripple through every position group. Quarterbacks influence not just play calls, but confidence, tempo, and belief, and Prescott's arrival would inevitably shift expectations. Receivers might see new opportunities, linemen might feel renewed purpose, and defenders might sense that their efforts are being matched by offensive leadership. Conversely, cutting a veteran could unsettle some players, especially those who saw that individual as a mentor or stabilizing force. Rumors suggest that management believes this tension could be productive, forcing players to recommit and reestablish roles. The Steelers have always valued internal competition, and this scenario would amplify that philosophy. Fans debate whether such disruption is worth the potential reward, but the very fact that this conversation is happening indicates a hunger for change. The rumor becomes a mirror, reflecting both the hopes and anxieties of a fan base that wants to believe in the next chapter, without erasing the past. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Media personalities and former players have also weighed in indirectly, adding layers to the speculation without offering concrete confirmation. Their carefully chosen words, pauses, and raised eyebrows are dissected endlessly by fans searching for clues. Some hint that the Steelers are closer to a bold move than many realize, while others caution against reading too much into smoke without fire. Prescott's name continues to surface in these discussions, often framed as the type of leader who could thrive in a demanding environment if given the right support. The veteran cut, meanwhile, is portrayed as a painful but sometimes necessary act, one that signals seriousness rather than chaos. This interplay between hope and caution keeps the rumor alive, transforming it into a narrative that feels almost scripted. Fans tune in not just for updates, but for reassurance, for someone to make sense of the uncertainty. In that vacuum, the story grows, shaped by emotion as much as logic. Ultimately, this rumor about the Steelers signing Dak Prescott and cutting a veteran resonates because it touches on fundamental questions about identity, loyalty, and ambition. It forces fans to confront what they value most: stability or progress, tradition or adaptation. Prescott becomes more than a quarterback in this narrative. He becomes a symbol of possibility and risk intertwined. The veteran who may have been cut becomes a reminder that every era has an ending, even in places where continuity feels eternal. Whether this story fades away or transforms into reality, it has already achieved something significant by igniting conversation and introspection. The Steelers remain at the center of attention, not because of confirmed moves, but because of what those moves might represent. In the world of sports rumors, that is often enough to shape perception and expectation, turning speculation into a powerful force that lingers long after the whispers begin. In the end, the story of Prescott and the Steelers is evolving into a saga of ambition, strategy, and spectacle that extends far beyond the field. Fans are imagining scenarios where he elevates young talent, orchestrates game-winning drives, and cements a new era of offensive dominance, while skeptics warn that injury risk, adaptation challenges, and pressure could undermine expectations. The front office appears to be balancing these factors carefully, betting on experience and leadership as the keys to unlocking success in a league where every decision is scrutinized and every outcome has consequences. Speculation surrounding Prescott's integration into the team continues to drive discussions across media platforms, fueling anticipation for practices, preseason games, and hypothetical clashes with divisional rivals. Analysts, commentators, and fans alike are dissecting every potential play, strategy, and adjustment, projecting whether this high-stakes gamble will pay off or expose vulnerabilities in one of the league's most traditional franchises. The rumor itself has become part of the spectacle, shaping perceptions, expectations, and debates that extend far beyond simple athletic performance, turning Dak Prescott's possible rival into a story of leadership, risk, drama, and the relentless pursuit of victory in the NFL. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.